They have also crosses on them, but they are masons' marks to fit the placement of the lid to the box itself, to prove the point that the cross was used as a Christian symbol in the first century. You need much more evidence than one poorly executed rosette.
Today, the cross is immediately associated with crucifixion. But that is a reference that would have been horrific during the years directly following Jesus' death.
For anyone in the first century to wear a cross around their neck was like someone today wearing a little electric chair. It was disgusting. It was a symbol of torture. And it was only when crucifixion was stopped that the human imagination was able to move from the reality to the symbol.
But perhaps people did use crosses as religious symbols at the time of Jesus. Crosses that had nothing to do with crucifixion.
In the Bible, Ezekiel, there's a place where God says, go to the city and put, like we would say, an X or a cross on the forehead of all the righteous people. Before this is a cross, people are doing X's or crosses, but they're not thinking of Jesus, the cross, at all. What they're thinking of is, it's the end, the idea of finalizing, right? Stamped, sealed, delivered. And it took on an apocalyptic meaning then. The last letter means that you're sealed up, that you're finished, that you're okay, that you're waiting maybe for the resurrection. You know, let's mark the people that are prepared with the X or the Tav.
The Tav, the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet, or Tau in Aramaic. In the book of Revelation, Jesus declares, I am the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Alpha and Omega are the first and the last letters in the Greek alphabet. Jesus would have declared, I am the Aleph and the Tau, as he spoke in Aramaic. And in his time, the symbol Tau was drawn as a cross. On the ossuary marked Jesus, son of Joseph, directly before the name Jesus, is a deliberate inscription of a Tau.
That cross is absolutely part of the original inscription. It's the same depth and style of the inscription, plus the mineral vaporization, clearly going deep into all the letters.
If this symbol, this Tau, was a mark of righteousness at the time of Jesus, it may very well have been adopted by his earliest followers. Centuries later, it would evolve into the Christian cross.
It's a terrible thing when a culture is wiped out, and yet, you know, there's a sense in which that's happened to Jesus and his followers. Now that sounds very shocking. Somebody says, what? Jesus and his followers, they became Christianity, they're not wiped out. But that original movement, the way they originally were as Jews right here in this area, believing in their own version of the Jewish faith, but also following Jesus, that sort of disappeared. And I think it's disappeared for theological reasons, even though I think the material evidence is around, if we'll just open our eyes and see it.